Big question is, we're talking about £1.5 billion.
Yeah.
Have they progressed at all?
Absolutely not. I think they've gone backwards. I think they've really been poor under Todd Boehly. You can't get away from it. When you said that number, and you just throw it around like £1.5 billion spent, and that's the team that they've put out, and that's where they're at as a football club. I don't get the project. I don't see it. You know, when I say it all the time, where do these projects work, especially in the Premier League? We are talking about, they're not Brighton, right? They're not Crystal Palace, where you buy and sell players and you make a profit. This is Chelsea. Chelsea Football Club, Pete, who are, a stalwart throughout Europe, a massive football club, one of the biggest in the world now because of what they've done under Roman Abramovich, and they've put themselves on the pedestal. They are playing like teams, and the way they're progressing, really and truthfully, like a Brighton.
Now, if Todd Boehly was here, he'd probably say to you, Jamie, look, won the Conference League, won the Club World Cup
Conference League
as well. I'm trying to imagine what he might say.
Conference League.
Well, Club World Cup.
Yeah, listen, the Club World Cup, OK, fair enough, but the best teams weren't in it. Apart from the PSG that season, all right, they played them in the final, they beat them. They're dead on their feet, PSG, and you can argue, all right, yeah, they won it, but no one really that felt that Club World Cup was a big. It's not the Champions League, right?
You're saying dead on their feet, though. Are they knackered? I mean, I think Rossini has sort of hinted towards the fact that the players are fatigued.
Oh, come on! We're talking about Chelsea here. Who are, they're meant to be a top footballing side who are meant to fight on all fronts. That's what I knew Chelsea as. That is what I knew. Ballack, Drogba, John Terry's, Lampard's, like proper, massive, world-class players in the team week in, week out. When I look at this project that they've got, Pete, I don't see it. They're buying all these young players.
Yeah, you've actually hit the nail on the head there, because last night was Chelsea's youngest starting 11 in a Champions League knockout game. So, I mean, they've clearly buying young players, like you say. Is that the wrong transfer strategy? They're not the only club doing it, by the way. Everyone's trying to buy young, aren't they?
Well, everyone's doing it. It seems the way that we're going now. You're buying potential. What is potential? You've still got to know. You've got to get a player in and get him to do the business. You bring a player in, he's potentially good. Well, you're playing for Chelsea. Spurs will sign players and he's potentially good. You've got to perform. If you go to Bournemouth, OK, you can take a risk. Brighton, you can take a risk, bring someone in, and he produces. When you play for Chelsea and you play for these big clubs, you've got to perform straight away.
Yeah.
You've got to be at it. And I get you want to bring in a certain amount of young players. Of course, Cole Palmer, Esteval, you go, OK, brilliant signings. But you have got to sign top players. You've got to have top players in your team. And Chelsea, for me, just haven't done that. And they keep going away and spending £1.5 billion.
Yeah.
Former midfielder and pundit Jamie O'Hara has delivered a scathing assessment of Chelsea FC, claiming the club has gone backwards under owner Todd Boehly. O'Hara criticized the lack of a clear project and warned that Chelsea are far from competing with the very top teams, stating bluntly, "I don't see the project, they're not Brighton." He emphasized that unless Chelsea starts signing top-quality players, they risk falling further behind in both domestic and European competitions. Soccer ball fire. O'Hara also highlighted the urgent need for strategic planning and recruitment. According to him, the current squad lacks the balance and star power to challenge for major trophies consistently, and Boehly's era could be defined by underachievement if changes aren't made quickly. Fans and pundits alike are taking notice of his warning, making this a key talking point as Chelsea look to regroup and strengthen before the next season.